welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist. Welcome. This is a Flosstube where I talk about cross stitch and quilting and sometimes painting and drawing. But lately, cross stitch and quilting. And this is Rogue, who sometimes likes to sit with me. I was gonna do the video in another spot in the living room, and she wouldn't be able to sit with me, and she was already following me around because she sees me getting out the stuff to, you know, like when I bring my projects in here and stuff like that, and she gets excited because she wants to come sit by me. So yeah. Now, I rewatched last week's video, and I was a space cadet. I don't know. I can barely remember what I talked about. I'm hoping that the mic still works. I dropped it. It was still in the box. I put it in the box every week after I'm done using it. But, yeah. We had a great New Year. I hope your New Year was good. But I was feeling under the weather Saturday and Sunday, so I didn't get started on things I intended to get started on, but I did get started on other things. So first thing, if you are not a viewer of Three Sisters Creative Sticks and Strings videos, there's a link below. You should check it out. It's different than a regular Flosstube. We just chatter about whatever is going on in our lives as we each work on various projects, and you know, you can work on your projects while you're listening to us. But one of our viewers from that video, that YouTube channel, which is Three Sister Creative, our Etsy site is Three Sisters Creative, but we couldn't get that for a YouTube address. Anyway, one of our viewers for that sent us 2 boxes of gifts, fabrics, and just tons of stuff. But she also made us each one of these. Isn't that cute? Yeah, I love it. The reindeer wearing boots, I think that's hilarious. Boots and scarves. And there was some patterns in books. And I may have mentioned that I like snowmen. See this guy behind me? Yeah. I've had him for many years and intend to keep having him. And this guy behind here, who is just absolutely squishy and wonderful. You may not bite him. No, he's not yours. He's mine. So I love snowmen. This book was published in 2016, I guess. Maybe earlier than that. Look at that snowman up there. Yeah. There's other snowmen in here. They're absolutely adorable. There's a dog that is hanging on a window. Anyway, I love it. And then there were a whole bunch of this magazine. And there was this little booklet that has just small little little projects, like this bird, and oh, there was another one I wanted to show you. Isn't that cute? Anyway, and they're very small, which is nice because you can um, whip one of those out if you need to make a quick gift or something. So that's good. So I don't have my son's quilt here because I did nothing on it during the week. My brother was here up until Christmas Eve, and then my aunt was back here, and what with everything, and then I didn't feel good, so yeah, stop. So I don't have, I'll be back. So I thought I forgot something in there. Here it was. I started WIPGO this year, my first year doing it, and I already knew the numbers going in. I only paid attention to one of them because I needed to get my son's quilt on there, so it's right here. And then I populated this with some quilts that I already have everything for, and some projects that I want to start, but mostly it's whips, cross stitch whips. They're, like I said, there's some quilt stuff in here. And I know I said I would be working on my sister's quilt, but it wasn't called. It's up here, and this is the one that got called, and it's Itty Bitty Cat. Technically, it's Itty Bitty Kitty Committee, and that is this one, which looks like this. I think I've shown it before. And I had all this stuff for it, but my sister chose the other one, and I said, well, I have everything for it, so I might as well put it on here. So these two squares are going to make up, blue squares, and these batik squares are going to make up the kitties and the blocks. And this is the background, and this is the border. And the only thing I'm missing is the backing and the binding fabric, but I can get that if and when I ever finish this quilt to that point. Yeah. Yeah, I still haven't picked up my son's to finish it, but I will. It's on the WIPGO board, so I gave myself 20 days for that, and then I'll put it aside. One of the other things is there is a I can't remember the challenge. If I can look it up, I'll post it under here. Free Spirit Coat Story, I think is what it is. You know, a hashtag. And it's quilted jackets. And my sister wanted to do one, and she's like, let's do them together. So I bought the pattern. And you can make it just, you know, making whatever quilt top you want. You make a quilt top and then you cut the pattern out of the quilt top. But they suggest using some particular kind of interfacing that makes piecing a little bit easier, made by, you'd think I would know because I ordered some. It should arrive today. That being said, it's supposed to arrive today by FedEx, but when I looked last time, it was still somewhere in the eastern part of the country. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I'm going to do a Bargello pattern on the back and maybe a little bit on the front, but I'm kind of really excited. And this interfacing is Quilt Smart. interfacing. And I've always been kind of leery of doing Bargello because I just didn't want to sew a whole bunch of little pieces together and try to line everything up. And this helps you do that easier. It's worth a try. I haven't bought the fabric for it yet, but I already know what I want. I just bought a jacket for myself, but my sister Beth, she doesn't really have. I think the last time she bought a jacket was, I don't know, in the 90s. You know, she hadn't bought a jacket in a long time, and we were on New Year's Eve. We're driving to Rachel's house for New Year's Eve, and she was so cold. And she has this little Levi jacket on, and I'm like, that cannot be warm enough. Anyway, Phoenix you don't need a coat precisely. You know, there's days when it's cold. And I know to those of you where it snows and all that, you're like, that temperature isn't cold. Well, a 30-degree drop in temperature is a 30-degree drop in temperature, no matter where you live. If the temperature drops 30 degrees, you feel it. And when it goes up that much, you also feel it. And, you know, people are like, I don't know how you can live there. It's so hot. And it's like, I don't know how you can live there. It's so cold. So I decided to make it for her, not for myself. So I'm going to be taking some measurements on her, make sure it fits right. And my dog has a problem. She's licking all her hair off. That's why I keep grabbing her, because I don't want her to lick all her hair off. But I have to do it nice, because you don't need to lick all your hair off. Okay, so that's the other call for WIPGO, and is the kitty pattern. The Tamarack jacket isn't on WIPGO. I'm going to work on it over from January to April, and hopefully I'll get done. And if I don't, it's not the end of the world. It won't be winter again until, you know, November, maybe early December. So I would like to get it done in time for the challenge thing, you know, and it's just, you know, a hashtag and stuff. It's not a big deal, but I'd like to get it done for that. But if I don't, and it's not a big deal. So I didn't put it on the WIPGO. But I do want to finish it. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing my sister with this jacket. I think it'll be fun for her to have a newer jacket. So that is all of my quilting. But as I said last time, that the projects that I wanted to work on, I have worked on a couple. I did last week. I couldn't even say the names of things in the right order. I noticed that I put a title down way before I needed to. Just strange things. Now, I might, because it's so little of a difference, I might put a picture here of where I was last time. This is Sweet Wings Studio, Let Heaven and Nature Sing. I obviously did not get it done for Christmas. My sister's leaving tomorrow to go to Albuquerque, so I will send other gifts, if I send any at all, for my cousin and my aunt. I know that sounds terrible, but you know, it is what it is. So this is where I am right now. So I have 3 trees finished. I need to do 2 more trees and the snow. And I don't know what is holding me up. I think I don't like putting in the trees. You know, once I get to the snow, I think it'll go by really fast. And honestly, it's not going to cost that much to pop these in the mail and send them. I haven't finished my the other one either, so there's that. And then I also worked on, of the things that I said I was going to work on, I did no work so far on the snowman. I looked at it and groaned. But I did do a little bit on the black whale, just one strand of black, really. But you know, any progress is progress, right? So when I say I wasn't feeling good this weekend, yeah, I'd been coming. I just, as you saw last time, I was so scattered and so unable to concentrate, and I think I had just gotten to a point where I was just exhausted all the time. And then this weekend I didn't feel good, and I basically slept for 3 days. Yeah. And you know, I didn't do much around the house. I haven't started picking up Christmas yet, even though we really want it up. We have to, in the next couple of weeks, completely clean out the garage. They are replacing the garage door, and at least it's cool out. I would hate to have had this happen in the summer. That would be awful. But so all I worked on this was that much. But I also, I'm sorry for the crinkling, I keep my little projects in this project bag that I made. It's not like my other project bags. It's smaller. Okay, where is it? I worked on the little Mill Hill kit. Should be right here. Okay. So this is Letters to Santa, Mill Hill kit. And sorry for all the crinkling, but I want to make sure everything stays together. So here's the picture of what it's going to look like. And last time I spoke to you about it, there was 0 done. That's just a little fluff I haven't cut off yet. So this isn't a mistake. It's where I left off open spaces for beads. And I just did 1 thread. And I'm keeping this right here. This is the lower corner of it, so that I know which is up and which is down until it starts taking more shape. So that is all of the ones that I showed last week that I wanted to have progress on. And the other thing I did was, remember that snowman pattern I stumbled around talking about? It is Silver Creek Samplers Winterful Friends. I got a few stitches in, not a lot. This is on a printed DMC, and I don't remember the color, I'm sorry. And I mostly work on 14 count, so everything I've shown you is 14 count, except the perforated paper is perforated paper for the Mill Hill kit. And if I work on something else, I'll let you know. But even the snowman, he's on that, it's not the opalescent, it's, don't remember what they call it, but it's got a silver thread running through it. But it's 14 count fabric. Hobby Lobby, not DMC. Anyway, so that is all of my projects for that are going right now, and hopefully next month I will I hope to I hope to film again next week. With working on the garage, I might not get as much done as I would like, but I also had to at a podiatrist visit today, and I got a shot in my ankle, so I have to not be on my foot very much for the next couple of days. But hopefully it'll relieve some pain that I've been having in my ankle. And so that is an excuse to sit and sew, maybe. But it'll be hard to cut the itty bitty quilt pieces. I can, because of issues I have with standing for long periods of time, I can cut some things sitting down, but only some. And with the fabric, has to be cut standing up, you know, if you want to get a nice, clean, straight cut. And as you know, everything is in preparation and in beginnings. For cross stitch, it's the fabric you choose and the threads you choose, and to, you know, how you're going to prepare things. And for quilting, it's cutting straight. It's cutting straight, and then after that, cutting straight and measuring correctly. And that's with any sewing. With any sewing, when I sew my bags or any of that, it is always measuring correctly, cutting straight. And I don't have very much trouble cutting crooked or cutting badly. Sometimes I measure wrong. And you know the saying, measure twice, cuss once. So I could have cut the same thing over and over, like my bags, over and over and over, and then I cut one an inch short. Yeah, distractions are a problem. Those of you that have rooms where you can sequester yourself and it's harder for people to walk by and distract you, that would be fantastic. I used to have that a couple of moves ago, but I probably will never have that again because logistics. But my father, with the having to clean out the garage, and we bought a door that's insulated. He wants to put in an air conditioner in there and kind of make it where we can do a lot of our crafting and sewing and stuff like that in there. There are certain times a year where we won't be able to because the dust will come in. But for the most part, except for the height of summer, we should be able to. I'm worried about my sewing machine a little bit, but I can bring it in after I'm done working on it. I don't have to leave it in the garage, you know. We don't park in the garage, and so once we clean out that space, and you know, we had 3 families move into one house. Technically 4 if you count my son, but he was kind of sort of living with me the whole time, but he has his own stuff. There's a lot of stuff in the garage that we haven't looked at since we moved here. But I will have to wait a couple of days, give my ankle a chance to heal from this injection, and that was not pleasant, but I am hoping that it will, I'm hoping that it will help things. My dog is annoying, I'm sorry. Don't do that. There's a dog barking outside. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great new year. I'll see you in a week, and happy stitching.